Now we'll bring everything together. In this capstone, you'll design a DePIN network from opportunity to architecture, incentives, launch, and risk, turning course concepts into a practical plan you could defend in strategy, startup, or investment discussions. Up to this point, you've built the foundations: markets, incentives, architecture, and operations. Now the focus shifts from understanding each piece to connecting them into one practical network design. Think of the capstone canvas as a chain of evidence. First, identify a concrete infrastructure pain, who feels it, and where it occurs. Then show why decentralized supply can improve cost, coverage, resilience, or utilization. Next, design the contributor network, what they provide, how work is verified, and how rewards and pricing stay sustainable. Finally, pressure test launch, operations, metrics, and risks, so the concept becomes investable, not just interesting. Start with the infrastructure gap, not the token. Name the physical sector, such as wireless, energy, or storage. Define the pain: cost, coverage, reliability, or deployment speed. Identify who feels it, what workaround they use today, and why centralized providers have not solved it. That clarity tells you whether DePIN is justified. A strong DePIN launch usually starts narrow. Instead of serving everyone, choose one buyer type with a painful, immediate need and pair it with a geography where supply can be coordinated quickly. Look for density, device availability, regulation, infrastructure gaps, climate, and purchasing behavior. The goal is minimum viable density, enough providers and customers in one market to create reliable service, visible demand, and early liquidity. The idea also has to beat real alternatives, not just sound more decentralized. Compare it against centralized providers, marketplaces, manual workflows, and doing nothing. Evaluate cost, coverage, reliability, deployment speed, trust, and scalability. Then state the decentralization thesis precisely. Maybe users fund the capex, idle assets lower marginal cost, or local communities expand faster. If you cannot name the measurable advantage, decentralization is not yet a strategy. On the supply side, begin with who can reliably provide the infrastructure. That might be individuals, local businesses, asset owners, professional operators, enterprises, or community groups. For each persona, define exactly what they contribute: hardware, location, bandwidth, compute, uptime, energy, or maintenance. Then match those requirements to motivations, such as rewards, revenue, asset utilization, or community value. Finally, build quality checks around onboarding, performance, maintenance, and support, so supply can grow without degrading service. Hardware is where DePIN design becomes operational reality. Specify the minimum viable equipment: sensors, gateways, compute, power, vehicles, or storage. Then define what deployment requires, including location, connectivity, calibration, maintenance, and security. Each choice affects contributor ROI and proof reliability. A cheap device that fails often may cost more than a robust one. Finally, choose the hardware model: proprietary, certified third-party, or bring your own device, based on control, scalability, and trust. Once the physical work is defined, decide how the network proves it happened. Different systems need different evidence: location, coverage, storage, compute, sensor readings, energy output, or a hybrid. That evidence should flow into verification logic using telemetry, signatures, peers, GPS, trusted hardware, audits, or customer usage. Then design for adversarial behavior, including spoofing, Sybil attacks, collusion, and low-quality supply. Stronger verification improves trust, but it also adds cost, latency, privacy risk, and friction. Incentive design connects three decisions: what earns rewards, what customers pay for, and why the token exists. Contributors should be paid for measurable value, such as useful coverage, verified uptime, usage, data quality, or compute delivered. Early emissions can help bootstrap supply, but over time, rewards should shift toward demand-backed revenue. Pricing may use fiat, tokens, credits, subscriptions, or usage fees. Token utility should support payments, staking, governance, access, reputation, and accountability. Unit economics test whether the system can hold together. Contributors need to earn enough, customers need clear value, and the protocol needs to fund itself. Use numbers, not optimism. What is the payback period after hardware, installation, operating costs, utilization, and rewards? Are customers saving money or getting better performance versus alternatives? Can revenue, take rate, emissions, treasury, and expenses sustain operations? Then stress the model against lower demand, higher costs, token swings, fraud, and regulation. If it only works in the upside case, it does not work. With the model in place, plan the launch sequence deliberately. Pick a wedge where the pain is urgent, users are reachable, contributors can deploy, and regulation is manageable. Seed enough infrastructure to make the service usable, secure a few anchor customers, and build density before expanding. Partnerships can shorten each step, especially with hardware vendors, operators, enterprises, cities, or developer communities. Treat each phase as a milestone-driven test before scaling the playbook. Strong infrastructure design is not only technical, it also needs an operating model and a compliance model. Define how users are onboarded, devices are installed and monitored, maintenance is handled, and incidents are resolved. Then map the rules that apply, from licensing and permits to privacy, consumer protection, energy, and finance. Finally, assign accountability. Someone must own assets, contracts, service levels, audit trails, reporting, and legal review before the network goes live. The final capstone step is to turn the DePIN concept into an investment decision. Measure supply health with contributors, coverage, uptime, retention, installation success, and fraud. Measure demand with paying customers, usage, revenue, retention, acquisition cost, conversion, and satisfaction. Then stress test the major risks: cold start, weak demand, poor contributor ROI, regulation, token volatility, verification failure, and operational complexity. The scorecard forces discipline. If the evidence is strong, proceed. If not, revise, narrow the scope, or reject it. DePIN execution starts with real infrastructure pain, a sharp wedge, and a clear reason decentralization wins. From there, align hardware, proofs, rewards, pricing, and token utility into one system. Your next move is practical. Turn your canvas into a pitch, pilot, memo, roadmap, or strategy for a real opportunity.